last minute, but I feel like I'm going to show up Thursday morning for.
Sure.
I've just rebooted the machine. Oh, that's not.
I thought but
This is for that.
I've never been a very good predictor of these things. Once I think we're going to be short, turn out.
They used to last on the planning board. I think where I was there. Let's see.
These sound things seem to be working out well. Whatever they call it.
Yeah. Those big claims.
Look, I know I was having trouble hearing. Yeah.
They work well.
I'm
sorry.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you go in there, you know,
If this is me,
because it's flushing out.
see, I just.
Easy to overlook, the whole ceiling is lined with it. So it's just.
Especially something like this. Maybe there is that makes it more negative, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
You don't know that yet.
I went through this last time.
What's that?
This should be good.
Yeah, you can do that too,
Okay.
This, I think, is a shortcut to the website as opposed to the app itself.
No,
And both, Jeff and Sam are both on today. They're both calling it.
so it's Jeff and John Lamia. Well, John Lamia is not.
Oh, John, okay, so it's three.
Jackson, like Cleveland, right?
Yeah, Jeff's on the business trip and Sammy's near Newark. They're both calling it.
Okay, I don't know.
What happened?
I can't see.
All right. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Gentlemen, how you doing? Jack's coming down, correct?
Oh, yeah? Oh, really? So you got seen on white?
I saw a waitress walking down the corner and getting tan out. I'm not surprised. There's something closed on Sundays or something.
What are we doing? I think that was,
There may be, I don't know, but all I saw was I was really walking by.
Okay.
On Sunday night. I said, no, it's Thursday. I was walking by Thursday night. I saw a waitress walking out. She walked right around the corner and into Angelica's and delivered 2 drinks.
Hey, I'm not surprised. How are you? Good. How are you?
They've been doing it forever. I mean, I've seen the runners come in, pick up like a 6-pack or a bottle of wine from the Motion House, unopened. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's packaged goods.
Yeah.
But
Big
to
thumb
actually, now that I go to that drinks.
Erwin, how are you?
Good morning, Jack. It's gonna be just us three, maybe Mark.
Yes, Sam and Jeff were on the road today.
Oh.
They're dialing in. And I think they said John was out. He's out after.
Yeah, no.
Someone picked up the virtual.
Yeah.
I was thinking, good job.
That one's still there. We are putting one together. We have a social in our office.
I wasn't sure if this was one we did together.
No, this is still the generic one. It just says municipality. It's got the same here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, they're not mine. Mine are in the campus.
They were there when I walked in, John. I grabbed your one.
Okay, John's not coming.
You know what, I can sit over there so nobody's in the middle, so the public can see.
Oh, I forgot that table, Chris. I knew it was missing something. Your table was, yeah, my chief was capital.
You got something like that.
Yeah, good.
Okay. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's workshop meeting. We still have two options. You can either our council members are dialing today since they're both mobile. So you can either come in person still or follow the instructions on the agenda to dial in. All right, we'll start with our pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting is now called to order. In line with the Borough's civil rights and long-standing policy of open government and in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, I wish to advise that adequate notice of this meeting to the meeting was sent to the Asbury Park Press and other local newspapers on March 3rd, 2021. In each instance, the date, time, and location of this meeting were provided in the notice. This meeting is open to the public. Roll call. Councilmembers Birdsall. Here. Booker. Jeff, you want to call? I see Jeff.
He's there.
Jeff, can you hear us? Jeff, can you hear us?
Easier to answer.
Can you hear us?
How do you wait? He's here. Catalano.
Sam, you want to call?
You guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
Hey, good
I
morning.
can hear you, but I can't hear anyone else. Damn. Yeah, I can't hear anyone in the room, so I just put that in the chat, so. I can hear you, Jeff.
That's what we're
All
problem.
right. Keeler.
Sam, can you hear me? I can hear you. I can't hear anybody. We can't hear anybody. Stay from public work.
Mike's
All right. Lamy. Lexi.
Here.
And Mayor Mills. I would see if we can fix the audio first before we go. Is there anything to do or?
I don't know what to do.
Jeff
Is
is
that
saying,
mic
can you hear us
on?
now?
If I turn this mic on, then it's just.
No, you all agree on that. All right.
This one off.
All right, work in progress.
Well, how about muting that one?
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay, let's try that one.
Hello, can you guys hear us?
Can you hear us?
Now we can hear
I can hear you now.
Now, how about now?
No.
Chris, what if you get the volume on the big
Here.
Mute the volume.
Yeah, turn the mic on your laptop. Get the volume on the big thing.
There's an echo. We can hear you.
All right, how about now? Get out of there, Chris. Get out of there. Mute that mic. See the microphone in the bottom right corner. Mute that. Yeah. Just hit. Hit off. Shut the microphone off.
Just there.
And then shut that mic off.
you guys hear us? Hello?
Yeah. Maybe they can just call in by telephone.
Yeah.
Do we still have a telephone number?
I think Sam is on the telephone. Sam, can you hear us at all? Alright.
Well, what if we called it, if they called in on a cell phone?
Yeah, that's what I was
put it
gonna
on the table
suggest,
and turn the volume all the way to
We're
the
gonna
top.
have to do.
I'll call Sam, alright?
That has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that's
Screwing me up.
Is that going to
Mark.
Yeah, we're gonna. Get yourself.
Alright, Sam, I'm on this other phone. Alright, thanks.
All right, can you guys hear us now? On the screen, Jeff, can you hear us?
I think they're hearing us through my phone, through our phone.
They're hearing through there?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. I don't think we do.
So first up, and I just confirmed, John's not on the call. John Longley? Alright. First up would be remarks from the audience. If there's anybody here or on the call who would like to be heard, just state your name and address. You got 3 minutes to address everybody. Anybody want to be heard? All eyes on you. Anybody on the call? All right.
But they can't hear us.
We're going to the first agenda item. We'll go to Joe again for a capital projects update.
Not much of an update. We're completing all the punch list items in this building, as well as trying to work through some issues over at the new municipal complex. But both projects are coming to an end. We're finding some other problems, but the contractor's been responsive to us, as well as the bonding company. So they have been dealing with some of the other issues that Public Works and others are working on. The Beach Street outfall pipe project is nearing completion. The backflow preventer is ordered and will be placed in that project. And the Riverview, Riverside, Shrewsbury Way project is the road, the 2020 project is being completed right now. All the curbs, and then there'll be a final mill and overlay to that project on the three streets out there, the 4 streets really, Henry Lane, Shrewsbury Way, Riverview, and Riverside. So those projects are up and running, and you'll see another one on today's agenda for next year's road improvement plan.
On that one for next year, is it possible, because I know I think we're Research Street in that,
Yes.
could we do something about the gigantic puddle in front of Rory's by River Street, or by New Street there? Because I mean, it's just ridiculous. There's supposed to be a drainage that runs around the corner there, but it doesn't, and it's just like when it rains, there's no, you have to walk in Ocean Avenue to get around it. So if they could just put like a mound of, like, while they're doing all that pavement, just throw a mound of pavement in there and just start some sort of. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, the DOT acknowledged that, but we've been waiting for them to do Route 36 there.
Okay.
Right, that's right. In the meantime, let's just throw a patch over there or something.
We'll ask the contractor, and I'll ask Bill White to take a look at that. That's all, sir.
All right. Anyone have any questions for Joe? All right. Thanks. All right. We're going to go on for our public safety update, and us the Adrian, welcome back. Thank you. Sorry, everybody else. We're all with Adrian. You're busy today. So thank you so much. Good to see that. Yeah. Chief, where we start off?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. So we're not as busy as we were last year. I'm just sure you guys can just see the sheer volume this year. Last year's not even close. I know it's because a lot more things are open, not just Seabright last year. Last year would be the only thing open. This year, people have options. Our numbers for the kiosks, believe it or not, we were actually about more than $16,000 this year than we were last year. I think Wednesday with the nighttime, people dying at night, I think that's where the money's really coming from. I know it's not daytime because there's no one here right now. So we are with the kiosks. These numbers are a couple days old from John area. This is probably even higher than that. We also wrote about 750 parking tickets right now. The numbers are still coming in, the books are still out, but we are writing a decent amount of parking tickets. And again, we don't even have the sheer volume as we did last year. Last year, this lot would be getting full, and people would be out there writing, so we just don't have the volume we did last year. Not that it can change, but we are still out there writing, so we are well over 700 parking tickets. This year we have, in the month of June, 623 separate calls for services, multiple different kinds of calls, multiple arrests for DWIs, disabled persons, assaults, urinating in public, all the normal stuff that we see this time of the year. And some other stuff too. Also, with the parking that I know you've seen too, we between the Church Street lot and the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, those things are not even full. So I know we hear people complain that they don't have a lot of parking. There is so much available parking for our residents and for our permit holders that, I mean, there's probably one car in there right now. There's probably 2 cars per weekend. That Church Street lot has been a quarter full. So there is plenty of parking for everybody in this town that have the proper permit. So if we're hearing that there's no parking, there's plenty. I think me and Jim have been looking at it almost every single day because the people that were complaining the most about no parking, there's plenty of parking. I think everyone can go by and see that we did a great job this year. It was nice to have that lot. Kevin? Yeah. One other thing too would be the business lot. I know what we paid, it was $1,000 a month for 3 months. The number of passes that we sold was almost $8,000. So obviously we made the money back to cover that lot. We did have some issues with the fence that I think we took care of in that storm.
We have a $1,700 bill that we have to pay for them to come back out to fence back up. That was taken care of. It's all secure down now.
And that's all I have right now. I did have a couple things I just want to bring up in executive session. That'll take 2 minutes. But does anybody have any questions? Good?
Sean, I have a question. Sean, we can submit that to the jail.
Yes, I talked to you about that, so that'll be submitted. And also the reports, it happened twice.
Mm-hmm.
So those reports get submitted also?
Well, we have, if you don't know what happened during that bad storm last week, the temporary fence fell and hit a couple cars. I mean, it happens. It was that one storm. I mean, everything went down. So we have reports on it.
And it's under our insurance, so that people will be grateful.
Yep.
A little inconvenience, but.
That's all I have. Any questions, anything?
Thanks. All right, Fire Chief Chad is next.
But Chief Friedman said, it's been a weirdly, oddly quiet summer so far. To date, we ran 173 calls, which this time last year we were well over 225. No rhyme or reason behind other than, I guess, the influx of sea raiders and people. Month of June, our guys put in just under 4,000 hours in Firehouse. That's a collective total of everybody that's been here, which is really good numbers. Like I said, we're trying to keep that keeping the Firehouse staffed with at least 3 guys 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week. We're trying. It's hard, but we're trying. As you guys know, the biggest problem is we don't have a lot of volunteers that live in Seabright, so all our volunteers, they put time in at Seabright to make sure we always have that fire protection in town, which we're doing a very good job at. And that actually reflects in our times where we still hold, our average response time is 4 minutes, 21 seconds. That's from the minute you call 911 to the arrival of the fire truck. But that number is a little skewed, and I had this conversation with Councilman Kilo last night because we do provide automatic aid and mutual aid agreements with our surrounding towns too, Palm Beach, St. Highlands. So when I took and pulled Seabright's numbers out, the time it takes from when a Seabright resident calls 911 until the fire truck arrives at the door in Seabright is 2 minutes and 57 seconds. It's unheard of in the volunteer fire service, so I'm very proud to tell that to anybody.
You should.
So, I'm getting crushed this year with apparatus maintenance. And if the council wants to report where we're sitting right now, I'm still within budget, so don't get freaked out by that. But I don't know why we didn't decide to break this year, but we're still maintaining, we're still doing okay. I'm still within what Mr. Baskin gave me budget-wise, but I'm just getting crushed this year. And if you guys want to report, I can easily print a report of what's been done this year. So, but aside from that,
You probably should, just so that we're prepped.
I can do that. I can email that out later on today when I get back.
Yeah, especially if you want equipment replacement.
Yeah.
We need to justify, we have to justify Mike why we needed and what's going on. and all
Yep,
that.
and I talk to Mike all the time. We go back to email all the time and text. So he's aware of it, but if you guys want to see that report, it's very of what's been breaking this year so far. I got a call that I don't know if you guys saw the repair guy was there at 8 o'clock this morning fixing stuff and found out it burned up over. So I think it's just the nature of our environment. I mean, that salt air last night, the mist that was through Seabright, it was through. So.
We also for the chief's benefit, it's not on the agenda. Mike's supposedly preparing a bond introduction, which will purchase the capital items that the fire had asked for. We'll discuss the vehicles, but the Scott packs, the turnout gear, hopefully we introduce Tuesday. Mike is working on that. I just asked Chris if we got it. We haven't gotten it yet. I was in touch with him yesterday. I thought we would have it, but there will be.
When I talked to Mike last night, Joe, he says it was up to, as long as the council gave him permission after today's workshop meeting, he prepared that already for next week.
Madam Clerk is leaving for a couple days. Just all the work,
Yeah.
the paperwork. Very good.
Chief, addressing your response time, you and your department response. Yeah, I like showing that off. Yeah.
It should. That's impressive.
Just one more thing, Phil.
Sir.
This young man over here,
Oh,
hey,
Murphy.
and we fixed the yellow zone, and he's happy.
Also, that guys, I can't hear.
Oh, your yellow zone is
Oh,
dead?
thank you guys, because that absolutely positively did away with our issue. We can park up and down and do it where you go, so we don't. And since I got the floor for a second, the fire department, that's an unbelievable response time. Unreal. Thank you guys.
All right, thanks, Chief Friedman and Murphy. Okay, we're on to number 3. Establishment procedures and standards regarding the deployment of small wireless facilities. So I guess it was Kevin and Mark have been working on this primarily again.
Yeah, we had the ordinance that was given to us at the last meeting. We wanted council to take a look at it and give us his feedback.
Yeah, I think it does what you need it to do. It has the permits, it has fees, it has escrow, it has all those things that you want, and you have co-locating, all those things that you want for these types of poles and facilities. So we're putting together one that's Seabright specific, because that's a generic one. And we have someone in the office working on it.
Excellent. Thank you.
Rich, one thing I know we wanted to include, I don't know if it was included in this or just a general ordinance in general, but if they're working on any existing poles, if there's anything that's abandoned, we need to get them to remove it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because that's a big issue, because they basically, they say they don't know whose it is. It's, I'm almost guaranteed it's a bunch of bullshit.
Well, we know it is because Joe went out with them and who'd you go out with? Comcast?
Comcast.
And they said it instantly, that's not our line, that's JCP&L's line.
Yeah,
I mean,
so they just don't want to remove it, so if they're going to put something on a pole and there's an abandoned line there and it's theirs, they have to take it off before they can put anything on it.
Okay.
It just, they're just tough to work with.
It's easier not to take responsibility. That's
Heaven forbid you keep your house disconnected and reconnected. It's going to be like 6 months before they even get home.
You have an old Borough Hall where they put up the new pole for the cell towers, and there's one maybe 4 inches away from it that we needed JCP&L to put scratch that, Verizon had put their stuff on that pole to get rid of the other pole. How long has that been there? And we're still waiting. We make a call every couple months. We drive over there and I think about it, but it's been there.
The problem is they got us by the short curves because they're the only game in town.
Is there any update on the Comcast renewal agreement? Remember that guy Rob came to our meeting in December?
Yeah, Rob Clifton came to the
Yeah.
meeting and said that we were gonna get it, and we never heard from him again.
Right.
I never heard from him.
And,
He was supposed to reach out to me, and he
agreement-
never reached out to
The
me.
agreement expired July 1st.
Is your ordinance is up, your 15 years or whatever? Yeah, it's 15, right?
Yeah.
And they
That
didn't
was the
send
one
We
new
did
wires,
have a
right?
public hearing in December, which we did,
Oh, okay.
and we've never gotten it.
Yeah, he never.
I called him yesterday, but I haven't.
You call Clifton?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I didn't get him, but I.
okay.
What was he supposed to do? He's gonna give you a draft?
They were going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, they were going to be putting new wires in or something, new lines. And one of the things that we brought up was exactly this: if we put new lines, take the old lines down. And he said, "Oh yeah, no, that's not a problem." And then we never heard back from him.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But the
Agreement.
renewal agreement for the service in the town is for 15
Oh.
years and it expired.
Right. They usually send a draft over and say, we're asking you to adopt this. Other towns have adopted this way.
Yeah.
And then you go back and forth with them if you have some problem. Did they never send a draft? Okay.
But I did try to reach out to him, so we'll see what he says.
All right, let me know.
Okay.
We need us to reach out.
Okay.
Great, thanks. So we're on to the municipal aid grant application, and Bill, our engineer, is putting together, I guess, for the 3 streets this year, we have Embry, Osborne, and Surf.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add on to that.
Yeah. So, Bill, one of the things I want to double check, since you're going to be on Church Street, which is right on the opposite side, opposite corner of New Street, if we could somehow or another put some kind of just bump out map over New Street that kind of handles that big puddle that we have there. Yeah, just even if it's just temporary until Ocean Avenue gets repaved and they do a whole thing. So hopefully once Ocean Avenue gets repaved, we'll straighten that all out. But because it's bad there.
Yeah, just being mindful that this grant is for next year. So
Yeah.
if it's done the end of this year.
Oh yeah, I understand. But I just figured since they're right there, they go around the corner, dump a whole bunch of and just mill it over or something, clean it up.
Simple fix.
So thank you.
Great. We're on to basketball court floodlights, so I guess we're.
So this is
added floodlights to go.
Yeah, this was one thing. It's not just the basketball courts. I walk my dog around here a lot at night. There's 2 things. One, first of all, there's a lot of kids using the basketball court at night after dark. You can't really see over there, so it would be a benefit to them to put some kind of floodlights out there for the basketball court. However, that gravel lot that we're putting up here right along the seawall is very dark, like dangerously dark. So at night, at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, if somebody's getting in their car over there, somebody could, it's not good. It's really bad. And then the other thing is too, these 2 stairways on either side of the building here are not lit very well. So people are coming down those stairs. It's slick, it's slippery. Somebody might get, they might just get a step because they can't see it. So I know it's, it's something we probably should have thought about a while back, but it's, I think it's something that needs to get done. The basketball court's a bonus. I think if we put lights in that parking lot, the basketball court will get covered. So I don't think we really need floodlights on the basketball court if we do that, but it all depends on how they decide to lay the thing out. So
I think your easiest and cheapest route to go is floodlights off the side of the building and use electric from the building instead of running poles out into the lot.
Right.
And then that'll also light up your lot too.
Right.
Look into that.
Yeah, but then you're talking about those gigantic halogen lights, which are, they're expensive as hell, and they're
So it's
really bright.
going to be a lamppost.
Yeah. Well, the lampposts are a little bit less intrusive as far as light pollution.
Right.
You get those gigantic halogen lights, like what's his name's got off.
But is there electric in that area?
We'd have to run it.
We'd have to run it.
Yeah. But it would keep it in line with the rest of the parking lot. Granted, it's not something that we're going to do today.
No. I'm just thinking like as an immediate fix to do the floodlights. It's probably the easiest way to go.
That is the easiest way to go. But then you're talking about those things are real nuisance when it comes to, like.
You want to just look at both options when you have time, Sean, and give us some feedback on it?
Maybe, Bill, you can work with Sean, get some ideas.
But you're 100% right, I mean, we need to get it lit.
Yeah, personally, I think extending the light poles from the parking lot into that new lot would be,
Would the lights go off at some point, or would it be all night long? When you put your...
Well, the parking lot lights wouldn't go off. If we put the parking lot poles in, but the floodlights, if you wanted the floodlights, it's up to you guys. I mean, I would say, obviously we probably don't want kids out there playing basketball at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, so, I guess the floodlights would go off at 10, but if we did the floodlights at 10, yeah, but if we did the floodlights at 10 o'clock and shut them off, then that parking lot wouldn't be lit. And then there's a catch-22 situation, so.
All right, cool, thanks. All right, Jack, I know you have some safety discussions regarding helmets and so forth.
Yeah, I just hit on a few of these. First one concerning bike riding. We've had a significant increase in the number of bikes being used in Seabright. There's a positive and negatives. A great number of these people, especially the younger people, not wearing helmets at all. And they're also not wearing bright reflective clothing, especially at night. It's amazing sometimes you're riding along and people are on the highway, dark clothing, no lights. And,
technically at night you're supposed to have lights on.
Yeah, but
so after dusk you're supposed to have lights on your bike, correct? And is that a law in Jersey too?
I don't think you have to have a reflector, I don't think an actual light on your bicycle.
Oh, really? I thought it was a law in
I think
Jersey.
it's just maybe a reflector, but I don't know, I'm not sure.
Ah, okay, maybe not, all right.
or just no lights in the front and rear of the bike. And there are also a number of people riding in the opposite directions of the flow of traffic, especially in the center of town. And not obeying traffic signs or signals, especially pedestrian crosswalks that go right through them. And noticed recently riding very fast on the splash pad going from Chippewa north to Sandy Hook. And that's not a bike path, that's a multi-use pathway. So you get people with baby carriages, you get people walking dogs, and some of these guys are going by at 25, 30 miles an hour.
They're also riding bikes on the street right in front of on the sidewalk right in front of Angelicus, which is ridiculous. I mean, you can barely walk through there, and they're riding bikes through there.
I talked to the chief, and we can work with the chief and the Public Safety Committee and Public Works to try and come up with some ideas. What the mayor mentioned to me is that we're sending out a tax notice, and maybe we could put together a flyer for the residents anyway, addressing basic bike safety.
Yeah, Joe and I are working, so we'll do that. We'll add that to the mail.
We could also reach out, because I get emails every once in a while from the New Jersey biking whatever it is, biking coalition or something like that. We really need to come up with some kind of, we need to come up with a study or do a study to get a proper bike lane through town. Something that's marked, for bikes and stuff like that, so we can handle that. But obviously we're a long way off from that, but that's, a quick fix is what we just described. Quick Band-Aid.
Yeah, no, I just think maybe, especially with these kids, it's incredible. Parents, kids are out there.
Yeah, I agree. They're all over the place. The riding on the sidewalk through Angelicus is ridiculous. I mean, there's people standing there waiting to get in, and they're riding their bikes through them.
And also, our engineers here, we're reapplying for that enhanced pedestrian crosswalk program, which we applied for last year, but we were not selected, so we'll go again.
Is that the lighting
It's
signs?
the flashing lights, you press a button, and that should be a help. Okay, the second safety issue I wanted to bring up, I know almost you're all aware of it, the double parking and delivery trucks in the center of town. We're not talking vans, we're talking tractor trailers. And they're there sometimes a half hour, 40 minutes, and they double park. It's not an easy solution. I talked to Joe about it. I don't have an answer right off the bat, but I think it's something, again, you were talking about sitting down and doing a little workup, because they're double parking, and we get into city buses coming through, and it's a state highway, 18,000 cars a day, and you get other tractor trailers coming through, and they end up going over into the northbound lane just to get past. And you get people darting out from behind the parked cars and these trucks across the street. So I think it's a serious safety issue.
You also have the same problem with the bicycles trying to go around the double parked trucks.
Exactly right.
They're going in, you know.
But I'm gonna talk to the chief, and it's not something easy to fix, but I think we try and address it.
I have seen a few of the delivery trucks either parking on East Ocean Avenue,
Yes.
and then using the electric carts to deliver stuff, you know, the electric forklifts to deliver stuff, well, pallet jacks, right?
Yeah, right.
The electric pallet jacks to go and deliver stuff. I have seen a few of them doing that rather than parking in front.
Right.
The big one that always parks in front is Baines.
Yeah.
Baines has always got the big delivery truck, and then Tommy's too. Tommy's is just, well, actually Tommy's has been pretty good lately. They've been parking in the lot next to it. So
I think the biggest one is that Ace Hardware truck. There's no.
But that's a 45-foot truck. There's
I
no
wouldn't
way.
know where to put that truck.
Yeah. He couldn't even pull in the lot. Because that's either a 45 or 53-foot truck, so that's a big one. So
It's 3 times a week usually.
yeah. So that one's a difficult one.
So we'll, again, work with the chief, and any ideas you have, try and put something together.
Yeah.
Some improvement, but that's a serious one. The third item, Joe made reference to it, he talked to the utility companies about the power lines running behind the storefronts, no progress, and the leaning utility poles, no progress. But Joe said he would keep in touch, keep pulling.
Can't we do a survey and just fully establish whose lines are what? And then just basically find these companies or do something?
I think
I mean, I don't know what else we're supposed to do. They're not listening to us, and we can put in a fine against them that they've got an abandoned line, and then let them deal with it.
Yeah.
I think the one difficulty we would have with doing that is determining if it's an abandoned line. Because if it's still connected to a building but not in operation.
So let them tell us. But let's do a survey and see whose line is what.
Yeah, at least we can tell.
I mean, I don't know how we do that, but we'd have to find someone who does that type of work. But that's the only way it's ever going to get resolved, because they're not doing it themselves.
Bill, any insight?
I'll talk to my electrical department to see if they have any experience for that. Okay. Yeah, lines, you Comcast or Verizon, and basically they're only about line attached to your house. I got 2 lines attached to my house. I don't know which is which either.
Right. I don't know which one's live. Exactly. So that's the thing.
But like Joe said, the Comcast guy knows it's not his line just by looking at it. So obviously people can do it. Unless he's lying and saying, it's easier to say it's not mine.
To be honest, I don't know how you can look at it. I don't know how you can look at a power line. That's not my power line, because they're all buying the same equipment from the same companies and installing.
Some of it's pole position, you know, the electric has the top position, and then it goes down and.
But if you have a cable company, there's going to be 3 cable lines right there. How do you determine? Because it's all the same company, it's all the same product manufacturer making the cable.
Chris, can you just put that as a note to follow up with the next workshop, and in the meantime, hopefully Bill can come up with something, or someone comes up with something? Because we've been talking about this now for years, and we're not getting anywhere. Joe's trying. We tried.
There are just like Jack said, there are just a couple spots that are just really
right, and we need to get it cleaned up.
I mean, it's like a rat's nest right there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's because nobody can see it, so they're like,
they don't care.
See it, leave it.
Right. There's one that really bothers me. There's a stairway on the outside of the building that goes up, and I'm not very.
You can reach over and touch.
You can reach over and touch the wires, and that's.
That was the Comcast, right? On River Street.
Yeah.
We had an issue the other day. I think it's resolved itself, but what the antique store was hanging up the flag. The flag was hung up in one of the. It was hung up in one of the power connectors to the building. I was like, that's a fire waiting to happen.
Fourth item in safety, just and you already mentioned it. I thought we could add to that resolution as we have authorizing Mike Bascom to prepare the bond ordinance for the fire apparatus.
Turn out here, Scott Packs.
Scott Packs. And then we have 2 trucks. I shouldn't even describe them as trucks, they're command vehicles that they use when they go to a fire they control the whole operation from inside the truck with all the computers and everything in there. And they're looking for 2 pickup trucks, crew cab, 4-wheel drive, and replace the vehicles they have, which are getting old. So, Mike just needs to find one that's okay to prepare that for us, and we could have it ready by Tuesday.
Okay.
The final item I have there was a letter you saw in there, I think from the mother of the young fellow who lost his life on Anchorage Beach when heart failure. She wants to donate a defibrillator, and I thought she wanted an Anchorage. We could put it in the utility room between the 2 bathrooms, and we could be right there. And Chad told me that they have one now. When you take the defibrillator off the rack, it automatically contacts 911. So it's ongoing. But she said in the letter, I don't know the particulars, but you only have like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, right there.
And somebody who has one of these attacks, so with the defibrillator right there, they might have been able to do something.
And I talked to Don about that, and he said it's a great gesture because they get just ruined in the salt air after a while, and being out in the elements. So he said they can really use it next time.
2 quick things I just add, just not safety, unrelated. One is the daughter of the Patton family, who's up at 924. Her name is Ava. She graduated valedictorian from the Nicholas Food School, and she's going to the highly regarded Allied Academy of Health and Science in Neptune. And I thought maybe we could a letter of commendation to her.
Absolutely.
And maybe, I think you suggested there, I think you put a little notice on the bulletin board there.
It was done in the past.
Yeah, we've done that. We just did that recently with our recent graduates from
Yeah,
Southern.
that's a pretty nice accomplishment. And her name is Ava. And the other thing, this is kind of almost embarrassing. I came out of the Borough Hall the other day, and 2 police officers came in uniform. I didn't know either one of them, and they didn't know me. And I thought maybe we could have a policy where new employees come to a council meeting and introduce themselves, be introduced, and they'd have a little chance to sit and observe.
Well, we haven't. We've been a couple of years since we've had our swearing in ceremonies, so
Yeah.
we haven't been able to actually introduce ourselves.
No, that's right. No, but going forward might be nice.
Absolutely, but I would say sometimes I forget their names too. Yeah, Jack, you want to come to your headquarters whenever you want to and meet everybody, and we can bring them. That's not a problem.
Okay, I just thought they came here.
Yep. They all have name tags on too, so we do go through some summer help, and absolutely.
Chief, the problem with the name tags is it's first initial, last name.
All my last name. All my last name.
And that's we're manning the vestibule now. When I came in the other day, there was somebody. There was a
We try to keep someone in there a lot of times because we're so busy and going up, down, up, down, up, down. And if we have an extra person, we'll keep someone in that dispatch.
I mean, I think it's great.
Yeah, I wish we could keep it full time, but sometimes we're just so busy in there with reports and releases and passes that we have to keep someone. It's just easier.
Yeah, it was very nice to see that when I came in and signed the grant wasn't that there was a woman in there. I didn't know who she was, but I thought that was great.
And the little window downstairs
Yeah.
for the beach thing is good as handy too.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's accurate.
Actually, thanks, and like I said, I'll talk to you before we finalize the letter that's going out to the town. Joe House, down at the city.
Yeah.
All right, great, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Jack, just mentioned the correspondence letter from the Sonnet family. There's a list of upcoming resolutions right there noted. And then aside from that, we do have an executive session regarding schools. So,
If I know, do we want to add a resolution authorizing Mike to? Pardon?
I don't think we need a resolution.
Not authorizing him,
Okay.
just
That's
add
good.
it.
What does that to the agenda? Yes.
Okay.
I want to discuss the legal issues on that as well when closed.
All right, with that being said, any other comments or you want to make a motion to enter into a closed session?
I'll make a motion that we go to.
Second.
All right, Councilmembers Birdsall,
Yes.
Booker,
Yes.
Catalano,
Yes.
Hewitt,
Yes.
Lexi.
Yes.
Alright, and then for anyone here that's sort of the end of the public meeting, so we're not going to take any action after we come out of executive session, so this is the end of the day. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, everybody.